Hi, my name is Dietrich Schindler or Dietrich Schindler, depending on whether you went to school or Schule. I am the product of German immigrant parents, but my wife and I, Jan and I, have been church planting with team in Germany for the past 35 years. This book is about allowing you to see what you believe and not just believe, hoping that you'll see it. And it's giving you something that has not been written or talked about anywhere else. I've written a shift for the frustrated and for the stuck among us. I've written it for those people who need many more options to experiment with in terms of church planting ministry. In the New Testament era, that was the only means of planting churches. You look at the church birthed in Jerusalem, it was all conversion based. You look at the first church in Europe, which was through the conversion of Lydia and her oikos, or her relational network in Philippi. It was conversion based. You look at Cornelius coming to faith and his oikos, or his relational network, it was conversion based. All New Testament churches were conversion based. And what surprised me in my research was that in contemporary church planting literature, nobody is talking or writing about this subject. It's all organizational church planting. So it's a gifted leader who gathers around by virtue of his leadership gifting and his inspirational character, other people who would like to join him to start a new church, but they're all Christians. So they get together, they begin to pray, strategize, work out, I wouldn't say a business plan, but it's very close, a philosophy of ministry, and then they begin to launch the church. It's attractional church planting. It's not missional church planting. It's asking the already committed to come to them instead of the committed to go to the lost and start new churches in their context. A church planter is a missionary who is in missional behavior. He shouldn't start thinking even of a worship service if he hasn't had 50 relationships to non-Christians that he's built up. So he is missional, who sometimes is pastoral, versus being pastoral, who is sometimes missional. And one of the biggest barriers to church planting effectiveness is the study desk. So what a church planter has to do is to get out from behind his desk and spend lots of time with lost people. The future of every Jesus movement lies in the harvest field and not in the barn. The barn is the church building, and we need to get out of the barn. We need to get into the harvest field. That's where the action is. That's where Jesus is already at work. That's where the Holy Spirit is underway, and we join him in his mission.